Are we doing both pages?
No, just page 1. The first 10 questions. The last 2 questions aren't that great anymore. So let me unfreeze this. Oh, already met. Sweet. So what we're doing today is the exploration for natural resources. So click on the link to the text, which says non-renewable resources. Where's my slider? There it is. You're already on the Explore tab. Click on Explore More Resources. Is everybody following along? You get behind and need me to go back over something, let me know. Click on Explore More Resources. You see a bunch of videos and stuff. Go all the way to the very, very bottom, and you will see this assignment, Exploration, Natural Resources with the green icon instead of the picture. Click on that, and it opens up the exploration. I already have one of these open. Let me close that. So we have the exploration here. I will go real quick back to the reading just so we have it. And let's take a look at what we have. We're going to go through some natural resources, get a little bit of information, and answer some questions. So what is this, like bingo here? Renewable, non-renewable?
Yeah, it's a natural.
Yeah, it's a matching thing. So you got to match what's renewable and what's not renewable. Petroleum is going to be non-renewable. Wonderful. Geothermal, renewable. What about natural gas?
Non-renewable.
Non-renewable. It comes from drilling petroleum wells. Hydroelectric, renewable. The waves and the water keep coming. Biomass, renewable. It's going to be a less renewable because you chop down a certain amount of trees or whatever you're using to burn. Usually it's wood. It's going to take a while to regrow those forests, so not immediately renewable like geothermal or hydroelectric, but it is renewable. Wind energy, renewable. Solar energy, renewable. Groundwater, renewable, but a little bit less renewable than other stuff. If you drain too much groundwater, it'll take a while to get back. Tidal energy, renewable. Coal, non-renewable. Wonderful. And then they reveal the entire map behind here, which kind of goes over each one. So do we need to start over? Nah. I think that's about it. The 3 R's. Reuse, recycle, reduce. They have an energy meter. So what can we do with each of these? What is this? Oh, we got a timer. They're going to time us on how much we do here. So first, I can turn the faucet off. That's going to be reduce. Where's it at? Reduce. Newspaper, recycle. An apple core. I don't know. You can't reuse it. You can recycle it into compost. Plastic bag, reuse those. I reuse those for lunch. Soda can, recycle. Milk carton, recycle. Oh, the clothes over here, reduce or reuse? Yeah. I mean, who throws their clothes away each time you use them? What else is there? Oh, the lamp, reduce energy consumption. Perfect. Wonderful. And then they explain to you each one of those and why you should do the things that you should do. Wonderful. Easy time there. So now on to the questions. Identify the 3 water-based natural resources. What are the 3 water-based natural resources up here? So we got groundwater. What else?
Groundwater, tidal energy, and hydroelectric.
Tidal energy and hydroelectric energy. Those are the 3. Groundwater, tidal energy, hydroelectric energy. I don't think there's anything else. All right. Why are coal, petroleum, and natural gas called fossil fuels?
Because they're made like fossils. It takes thousands of years to make up and a lot of heat and pressure.
Yes, but you said it perfectly. They're made like fossils, not from fossils. So don't say they're from fossils or from dinosaurs. They're made like fossils. Takes a very long time and a lot of heat and pressure to make them. Perfect. Why are they called fossil fuels? Because it takes a very long time and a lot of heat and pressure to produce them. They're made like fossils, like fossils are made. So number 3, explain why rocks and minerals are considered an important natural resource. We use rocks and minerals to create a lot of the things that we have. Let's click on it and see if they have anything. Rocks and minerals are a natural resource for a wide variety of purposes. All of our metals and metal ores come from rocks and minerals. Building materials such as limestone, marble, and the things we make bricks out of come from rocks and minerals. Much of our salt comes from rock salt. So the salt we put on our food we use to survive comes from minerals. Chemicals are made from using natural compounds of rocks and minerals. So a lot of stuff is coming from rocks and minerals that we use to create the things that we want. All the glass. So rocks and minerals are an important part of our manufacturing base. We make a lot of stuff out of rocks and minerals. Would you consider rocks and minerals to be renewable or non-renewable resources? Explain your answer.
Probably non-renewable because once you use so much of it, it's not like it's just done.
Yeah, you're not going to get it back. You have a finite amount of metals on the earth, and you're not ever going to be able to create more metals. You can make new compounds out of those, but you can't take like an oxygen atom and turn it into a aluminum atom. It just is what it is. So, yeah, they're going to be non-renewable. Because you can't create more rocks. You can't create more metals. Which is why we do a lot of recycling around here of metals. Probably not as much as we should, but we do plenty. Number 5, list some advantages of geothermal energy. What are some advantages of geothermal energy that y'all can think of off the top of your head? So geothermal, where are you getting the heat from?
Earth.
Yeah, the inside of the earth, like the heat from the middle of the earth. So not all the way at the middle, but when it comes near the surface. So are you ever going to run out of that heat?
No.
No. So it's basically a renewable resource. Do you have to burn anything or create any pollution in the process?
No.
No. And let's see what else. So it's a clean, renewable source of energy. Probably the world's most famous geothermal plant. They have wastewater that's run off, so it comes out of the factory, and they have like a huge lagoon that's there that people go and swim in. It's supposed to be like great for your skin or something like that. And you can go swimming outside in Iceland even during the winter months. So could provide some recreation. I don't think that should be on there, but yeah. So advantages of geothermal energy: clean, like almost infinitely renewable resource. You just have to build the infrastructure to get it. Why is coal, which forms from the remains of plants, considered a non-renewable resource while biomass is not?
Because when we burn up coal, it's going to take forever for it to make it like remake it.
Yes, and that's essentially one of the same questions you had on the constructive response. Biomass is essentially them talking about burning wood, or sometimes peat or something else like that. But yeah, wood you can grow in a much shorter period of time. Coal has to form in the ground over very long periods of time, and so coal we cannot create. We can only just mine from the ground. So non-renewable resource. All right, so here's where we get a little iffy on renewable and non-renewable. Groundwater is considered a renewable resource as long as the rate at which groundwater is withdrawn is less or the same at the rate as which it is discharged.
Yes.
Explain. So yes, but why yes?
Because if we're taking it as much as it's replenishing itself, then it's not gonna run out.
Yes, but if you draw too much, what's going to happen to it?
We're gonna suck it through it.
It's going to run out, and it won't be gone forever, but it could be gone for your like lifetime. It could take 100 years. It could take 200 years for it to fill back up. And so you have no control over how fast the water goes back into the ground. And so if you use it at a responsible rate, it's renewable. If you use too much too fast, it's going to take a long time for it to refill itself. And so we consider it non-renewable then. Okay, who's seen the Beverly Hillbillies, or at least the intro to it? The Beverly, you ain't seen the Beverly Hillbillies? It's classic American icon culture. You gotta watch the Beverly Hillbillies. If I was awesome, I'd know the song and sing it right now, but I don't know all the words. I know
I'm from like
some
really
of them.
like
But...
distant family. I'm like related to one of them. Don't ask me which
Oh,
one.
really? The actors? Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. 7 degrees of Beverly Hillbillies. So, number 8, the price of petroleum and other fossil fuels is likely to increase over time. Why do you think this would happen?
There's gonna be less of it.
Well, it's two parts. So yes, the longer we are using it, the less there's going to be overall. But the other part is, so has anybody seen, like, do you know what happens at the beginning of the Beverly Hillbillies? How does he find the oil? Come on, y'all. Y'all need to watch some
I've
old
never even
shows.
seen the show.
You need to watch some old shows. It's even old when I was young. But so he's out rabbit hunting. I think he's hunting a rabbit. He's doing some sort of hunting, and he shoots, and he misses the rabbit, but the bullet hits the ground, and where the bullet hits the ground, oil literally bubbles up out of it. And that's, like, obviously that's just a TV show, but that's literally how we used to find oil in Texas. It would just bubble up to the ground. And there was so much oil in these wells that it just came to the surface. We just have to look around and be like, oh, there's some black stuff bubbling out of the ground there. We should probably drill a well there. Nowadays, you don't have any of that. All those wells are gone. They're all used up. And so along with there being less oil and gas in the ground, it's deeper and harder to get to, and we have to spend more money drilling those wells. Back in the day, you could drill a well for really cheap. Nowadays, if you see like a drilling rig, they're spending like millions of dollars every day trying to drill that well. So not only do you just get less and less oil to drill, it gets more and more expensive to drill that oil. And so at the gas pumps, we're going to end up paying the price for that. The days of sub-dollar gas are probably over. Has anybody ever bought sub $1 gas? Like, wasn't Buc-ee's like pretty low a while back?
99 cents?
Yeah, it's not still there, is it?
No.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like such a novelty. I thought about driving over there just to buy less than $1 gas. All right, so describe 2 ways to conserve natural resources at home. What were some of the things we did on the exploration up top? Recycle, reuse stuff like your clothes, I guess. Just don't throw them away after the first wear. And reduce. That's another way. So turn off the lights at home. Turn off the water while you're brushing your teeth. I'll tell you what, the reduce stuff comes into play once you start to pay your own bills. As a kid, you're like, whoa, why do I gotta turn the light off? As an adult, you're like, I'll read in the dark. I don't care. Like, I just want my electricity bill to be less. Number 10, as a person decides to buy a used bicycle, a person decides to buy a used bicycle instead of a new car to get to and from work. Describe 4 ways that this decision helps the environment. So what are 4 ways that riding a bike to work is going to help the environment?
Pollution.
So your bicycle is not going to pollute. Also, it's not going to require any gas. Those are actually two separate things. So no pollution coming out of the tailpipe, no gas having to go in. You're not using up a non-renewable resource. What are some other things? What does the bike also have less of that your car doesn't have, or less of that your car has?
Tires.
Well, all your materials. Yeah. Metals, tires, everything used to make your car. You don't need as much of that for your bicycle. And so there's going to be less pollution, less gasoline usage, and less raw material usage. And then what would be a fourth thing? The fourth thing gets a little bit fuzzy, but
What was the third one?
so less gas, less pollution, less materials being used, less metals, less glass, tires. So you being fit, because obviously if you ride your bicycle every day instead of walking or driving, that's not going to help the environment. But less cars on the roadway makes everyone's drive shorter, and so you're doing less idle time doing that. We don't have a lot of that here in Texas. Texas is a weird state for that because
Everything's so far.
we're all very spread out. And so unless you live like right down the street from your house, from your work, yeah, hopefully you don't live right down the street from your house. Unless you live right down the street from your work, there's not a lot of people that are riding their bikes to work. But in other cities, they have like subways, bus lines. People take ride shares, and you're kind of conserving, gas and energy doing that. And so the less people that are on the roads that way, the better off it is. At OU, I took the bus to school every day. They had a bus that came and picked up right outside my apartment complex, and it was actually nice to sleep a little bit on the bus or do a little bit of homework on my way there. And if the buses were running late, they also had like a bike rack on the front of the bus. So I put my bike on the front of the bus, and then when I got off at my bus stop, I could ride my bike to the rest of the way, because it doesn't always drop you off right at the building you want. But yeah,
That's only in like cities.
No, like this was Norman. Norman is not a city. A lot of colleges will have them just on the college campus, which is kind of what I was using. But yes, bus lines are really only going to be cities. Although there's like Dallas buses that go down into Glen Heights and Lancaster. And so you can park and ride. They have up there. Buses aren't too bad. If you don't have to take multiple buses to get to work, it can actually be cheaper and sometimes better. But ride share, everybody on the road.
They have all kinds of stuff. They got scooters, bikes.
Yeah, but it's not very good. And the scooters are just companies that have kind of put those there. Like good cities have great buses. They have subways that you can use, or trams, or trolleys, or whatever. But it's got to be a big network where you can hop on and off and go like anywhere in the city pretty easily, or people just aren't going to use it. Like in Dallas, we have buses, we have trains. They got the DART rails and everything. They got some ride shares. It's just not that great because Dallas is so spread out that usually you're not going to be able to get to exactly where you want to go. You might have to take several buses, but I'd encourage you to use it. I think a lot of people that go to the Mavs games or Stars games take the TRE over to the stadium, and the train will drop you off right there. But anyways, those are your 10 questions. Make sure you hit submit before you close it out. You got to submit it for me to be able to see it and grade it. And that's it for today. So any questions? Any numbers anybody wants me to repeat? No? All right. If you ever do, just let me know. Number 3? What was number 3?
I can't type on it anymore. I submitted it.
Oh, did you already submit it? All right. It'll be all right. All right. Everybody have a nice day.